Welcome back to another warm-up show with hockey coach, goal coach Francis, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. And we have to go all the way in Toronto and the caveman and the basement, somewhere, somehow, behind the wall. Mr. ENORTAP is in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation, and welcome to Friday, December the 10th.
Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP, the Super Bowl weekend.
Yes, this weekend.
This is happening this weekend. By the fact, are you red or are you green?
Am I red or am I green? I think I'm green this weekend.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going to get green. I think I'm going to that direction. Will be interesting what's happening. First of all, we're going to welcome a few people already at that. By the way, we have a lot of people in the boss, Mr. ENORTAP. I said to you, when I go to boss, Mr. ENORTAP, I don't go alone. I cannot be alone. I need two people. And we got, again, another big people, join people. And will be interesting. 4 games in the election, Mr. ENORTAP. 4 games tonight. After a 7 game last night, busy weekend, afternoon game. If you like game afternoon, you will be very served because NHL produce a lot of game. Saturday is Sunday, so it'll be you have a time on 12 play a double a game back to back during the weekend at 12:30. Islanders and then Montreal. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Montreal Canadiens update that we got today, and then we're going to talk about the 7 game happening last night. What you said?
I said, who you talking about? Some team named Montreal? I haven't
Yeah. The team is getting down. The game is going lower. They changed the standing for them. They flipped the standing to the side, so you have to go that direction. And they said, "Wow, we're just behind San Jose, so we're getting closer and closer." So that's that's the way they do this and the because he said he never put the standing in the locker room, but he never said the standing is just beside the door. Outside the locker room. That's the problem there, Mr. But we have Mr. RJ Calabro is in the house.
Welcome, RJ.
Caden Coley is on the ice, Mr. ENORTAP.
Who is? Sorry?
Caden Coley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, he does right now is inside edge. He work on his knee. Look like his power skating movement right there. Wow.
That's what you need.
That's good to hear that. So it will be a couple of weeks before he come back, but see him on the ice right there. That's pretty good. Anyhow, Mr. ENORTAP, talking about RJ, we're going to pass the puck to Alan Barnes. Alan Barnes, welcome back in the house, Alan.
Welcome, Alan.
And for the San Jose Sharks, fans number 1, Mr. Rick Can is in the house.
How's it going, Rick?
And the moderator, Luciano Graziano is in the house.
Hey, Lucky. Welcome.
Jonathan Drouin should be returning in the lineup tomorrow, Mr. ENORTAP. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about this one bit. Thanks so much, Rick. From Taiwan, Jeffrey Corey is in the house.
Jeffrey, welcome.
Captain Kirk, Mr. ENORTAP. Captain Kirk, like Kirk Muller, but we call him, this is Ellen Key, but before that is Ren Kirk, Mr. ENORTAP.
Welcome, Ryan.
And she's back from Newfoundland, ready to rock and roll the weekend with 2 games for the Montreal Canadiens. She's ready to watching those games. Can't wait what happening during the weekend. Mr. ENORTAP. Ellen Keeve is in the house tonight.
Welcome, Ellen.
Moderator comes from upstate, looking up to see ENORTAP, and then ENORTAP looking down to see Jose. But we know Jose is in the house tonight. Here we go.
The assistant captain, Jose.
Then we have sometimes the deal, sometimes no deal. The good thing we know. Here we have the real deal.
Welcome, real deal.
Buffalo Sabres, number 1 fans, Mr. ENORTAP, Mr. Real Deal. I'm sure you have a really boring week for him this week.
Yeah, I know. Same with Montreal. Very poor.
Yeah, it's like he said, "What the heck?" I have to watching Detroit Red Wings for now. Is it not bad? I don't know what to do anymore. So now he's getting excited. He knows Thompson's going to be back, so that's a good news for them. And but Real is get wait. They can wait for see if Kevin Adam is going to make some move. Mr. ENORTAP. We'll talk about the Buffalo Sabre a bit later.
For sure.
About
For
this, I
sure
think.
will.
Absolutely right. The Double J is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP.
Hey, J Square. How's it going?
The Double J don't go the right direction, go to another direction, but that's okay about this. It's not a big deal. You're absolutely right, Ellen, about Coley. Directly from Arvada, or very close to Arvada. Is back in the house from number one fans of the Club Avalanche. Oof, Avalanche. Oof. But is back. Woody, WWE Snyder is in the house.
Hey there, Willie. Welcome.
We take it very seriously now. At the beginning of February, he just started like a couple of maybe like 6 days ago. I think it was the 4th or the 5th. I'm not sure. He's on the training camp right now. He wants to jump in from the ACW, the AWC to go to WWE. So he's in negotiation, but he has to do some kind of training, and then he have some kind of showcase to go. And that's what happening about that one over there. So would be interesting to follow Willie. His his improvement in a progression if he can get that like license to go to the WWE. Unfortunately for Danny, he did not make it. In 2011, I think he was. Danny tried to make the WWE in 2011, and unfortunately they have like some kind of when you get an arrest at the police, you have 0.8, right? Okay. If you get over 0.8, you get the jail with your DUI, whatever you call it, right?
Your breathalyzer?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So that's happening when you drive, you cannot consume alcohol. But on the WWE, they have a rules. It's about shrimp. And you cannot pass the limit 2.0. And that, unfortunately, for Danny, it was at 4.6.
Sorry about that. Danny. Danny gets it left and right. He deserves it, but he gets it left and right.
Chicago Bear is in the house.
Welcome, Nick.
And then you're absolutely right. Kenan Cody's skating today is healing well and fast. I'm glad to hear that. Thanks so much, Rick, for this question. We appreciate that about this. Elmia was skating with no contact jersey, Monahan, and Emerson skating a good sign. They are going closer, by the way. It'll be interesting after the weekend what it will be the next update for them. Armia is very close to come back. And then Munson and Monahan's maybe more about the percussion about that. I think that would be the right way I can say it. Okay, Coach. Vancouver was supposed to lose and the other was supposed to win. And that's
I know.
Yeah, absolutely about this. We was on the same boat like you. It's just like you maybe make another prediction. It was not right at the end of the day.
But we made lots of those lately.
Yeah, absolutely about this. I'm sure his ears are burning somewhere. Yeah, absolutely about this. If he's not like with his outside on the snow, we don't know what he's doing about this. Chicago said, don't pick the Hawks tonight. My sister is going to the Hawks game tonight, so I hope they lose. I don't want her to see a win. Here we go. That's not nice for your sister, Chicago. Imagine what she said
nice
when you go to
team.
the game for the Blackhawks. About that one. Mr. DHW, Mr. ENORTAP, we did see him a couple of days ago. We'll be curious about what he's thinking about his New York Islanders. They lost a very bad game last night. And that's pro, Mr. ENORTAP. Whatever you can win the Vezina Trophy, you can have bad game during the season.
Well, yeah, I think it's deeper than that yesterday, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely about this, Coach. Come they mad at you because you both prediction about Boston. Yeah, predict, but they're not going to win. If you think about this, why you said that? Because With the two teams have a winning 62 game W, Mr. Top, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Red Wings, the Detroit Red Wings in 1997, 98, I believe, or whatsoever. Both them did not win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. No, there's merit to that because teams that have had to struggle all year long have met up with adversity, and Boston really hasn't so far this year.
And I will tell you why. Can I tell you one more thing?
Sure.
Who's the coach?
Jim
Montgomery.
Where are you going with that one? Yes.
If you go back when he won only time in playoff, game number 7.
Yeah.
He struggled with adversity, and he struggled the way he managed the adversity with miscommunication with players like Jimmy Benn example. And it's a fact. It's always been one of these on his resume about that one there. So far, he never faced adversity yet. When he's going to get that the second round, third round, and he's going to maybe lose one game or two games, that's what I'm concerned about him. Not so he's not going to, you know what I mean? Like, but those trait where you have to remember those little bit moment about a coach, and he's not a coach been there. It's like a player, Mr. That when you never been to the Stanley Cup, it's another season, right? It's another dimension. And by the fact, he said that series, cannot remember where it was. Jeez. He was out coached that series, by the way. He admit after the series he was out coached that one. So I just want to share it with you about this, Mr. Natap.
Well, the good thing, in all fairness, the good thing for Boston is they have some experienced players that have been there before. So maybe it won't be a big issue. We'll see.
Yep. We'll be interesting about this. William McClary knocked the door. Mr. Natap, welcome aboard.
Hey, William. Welcome.
Islander fandom is a mess right now, but Bill also is better because he has less of 5 goal and win game. Yes, also, I'm still hoping for a loser trading. Mayfield and Valamov about this. I would not be worried about Zorikin, those kind of goaltender rebound after that. And then the Islander looking good. When you lose 6-5, you can see this all bad performance. And you have 2 tip puck yesterday. The last one again drop and everything like that. It's just like you knew this game was not be the game of Sorokin, and it's happened in this year. What I would say to you, I really like what will that bring already, the impact, power play, and underscore goal. You can see that one over there. And
when's the last time we saw 5 goals?
Yeah.
And 4
why not Luna Mario called back Vancouver, say, hey, the number is 6 now on the ice over there. He looking good on power play. Can we get him? Can we get him over there? So maybe they can add a Brock Bowser. Who knows?
Who knows? I doubt they'll go back to the same well, but they definitely will make another move, I think. They're not.
That's right. Calgary not looking good. The reason not looking good, Mr. Natap, we're going to talk about those games, but I think they did not play a bad game yesterday.
No, they didn't. I mean,
Ron with King, Mr. Natap knocked the door, by the way. And we welcome everything. We're just waiting right now for Demendra and Rick. What's going on with them? We did not see them yet. But Mr. Natap, we start the show already, what we do at the beginning. What pay your attention, Mr. Natap, about last night? I'm going to give you the 7 game happening. You get all the 7W in front of you.
Yeah, well, why don't we start off where we left off there with the Detroit game. I mean, the 2-1 score really wasn't indicative of the play. I thought Calgary, they put 36 shots on Ville Husso. Husso just came up with a fantastic game. He stood on his head. He was the real reason why they were even in this game. Vladar only faced 17 shots. I think he kind of did his job as well, but you got to give the first, the second, and the third star to Husso in this game. This was 2 points that they completely stole from Calgary. They're still having the same kind of problems in terms of trying to put the puck in the net. If they can get a couple guys to spring open and get some points for them, that would be fantastic. You'd see them climb up in that very unpredictable Pacific Division there, where on any given week anybody could be at the top and anybody could be at the bottom. It's that close in the Pacific. So the other game that really stood out to me, let's go to the Vancouver and Islanders game, 6-5. We look at this return of the two prodigal sons, Beauvillier and Bo Horvat. Beauvillier scores against his old team. Bo Horvat scores against his old team. He also he scored another goal, but they called it back because they deemed it a goaltender interference. Again, those questionable things. I mean, I did look at the replay, and it did look like it was interference, but as you said, he's scoring, and that's all you can ask for. Barzal scored as well, so he seems to have woken up that line. They scored 5 goals in this game. They scored 4 in the last game. It's a long time coming that we say those kind of numbers when it comes to the Islanders' offense. For me, the key here was the Vancouver power play. They went 2 for 4. The Islanders did not do a good job defensively and on the penalty kill, in my eyes. And, what can you say about Elias Pettersson? 2 more goals. This guy is really slowly coming up the charts to almost elite level now. And I think that's a big reason why they won that game yesterday. Vegas, poor Minnesota, or maybe not, depending if you like them or not. But a 5-1 game. To me, the story in this game was Fleury. In my eyes, he allowed. I counted of those 5 goals, he allowed 4 of them that were really bad goals. 3 of them, I think, went 5-hole. The other one was a very weak shot from a very difficult angle, the Eichel goal. And you can tell he was frustrated. He slammed his stick at the end of that goal there. You gotta be a little bit more disciplined, especially a goalie of his experience. And right now, he's not keeping Minnesota in the games. And that's what that comes down to. New Jersey did their job. Florida, yikes. Don't like to see that for Montreal. But you got to give them credit.
The score don't show exactly. We have to be honest here. The score don't show.
Yeah.
The outcome don't show exactly. It was 2-1. Bobrovsky, at 4 minutes at the end of the game, Bobrovsky robbed the Sun with the Sharks, and then they scored 2 goals in the empty net, shortened.
Well, they did have over 40 shots on net, Florida. So they did play a good game, but I understand what you're saying. 2 goals were scored in the last.
Well, I just said 4-1. You said they dominated the game, and they was San Jose was not there. San Jose there until to the end. They just cannot bury the second goal, and that would be tied the game. That's how there's outscored the end.
All right, and we had 2 goals from Reinhart, 2 goals from Stahl. So they're getting like Barkov was out of that game, like he did not play. So I think for them it was a good game. Kakkonen did a decent job of holding in San Jose for a while, but
so back in the ice, they are back in the race. That's what they are for real now.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, they're there. You can't count them out just yet. And what else? Philadelphia, I mean, Edmonton at least picks up a point here. This was a shootout victory. I thought maybe they didn't play their best game. Edmonton didn't, even though they did. Both teams had over 35 shots on net in that game. But Hart, put in a very good game. It's tough to leave any points on the table, but at least Edmonton came away with a point here. It's just that based on how they had been playing, you would have expected this to be a much more wide open, easy victory for Edmonton. But that's the NHL. On any given night, you don't know.
I don't know if there's a good news or bad news for Montreal Canadiens. They play against them Sunday.
I know.
Will be interesting. 3 stars of the game, Mr. Nortap, the night. Mike Bowser, 3 assists, 1 goal, 4 points last night. And then we have Elias Peterson. You just talked about this. Angel for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. And Vasilevsky, he get it again, Mr. Vasilevsky. And they prove it.
Steady.
He was not very good against Colorado Avalanche, Mr. Nortap, the last couple of appearances against them. Got a really good game yesterday for the score of 5-0 against the Colorado Avalanche. I want to talk about Mr. Nortap. We're going to flow around. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you don't mind. We know it's Friday, so it's a bit more slow about this. Mr. William asks you, do you think the Edmonton is going to win the Pacific Division?
I think they're slowly starting to come right into their own. They're starting to remind me of the way they took the year last year. They had some obstacles at the beginning of the year. Then they made a couple of nice pickups where they saw Vander Kane come over, Kulak came over. The goaltending started to get a little bit stronger, even though it wasn't great, but it was enough between Skinner and Smith last year to keep them going. And you saw last year the big boys had to put the team on their shoulders, both Draisaitl and McDavid, and we saw what they can do once they get into the playoffs. To answer the question, yeah, I see them perhaps winning this division.
Yeah, absolutely about this. I think so too. I think they are going to that direction for sure. Plus Thompson injuries, and then if you look about everything, Salo don't looking good. They lost Burakovsky, they lost Bernier, so the injury play a big role right now for the team in front of them. And then the Los Angeles Kings, like you just said, William again talk about the Kings. They'll be lucky. I think they can be fine, but if it will be interesting if the Calgary Flames, Mr. Nortap, can push a good rest of the month, and then start, and after the trade deadline, maybe Calgary maybe 1 point behind Los Angeles and Minnesota, or 3 points behind. So, you know what I mean? Like, it could be all year long to be there, and the last 5 games of the year, they go around them and then beat one of the 2 teams on the wild card for that.
Yeah. Well, right now, I think we're looking at Minnesota as the team that's dropping, and they're dropping quick. They've gone 4-6 in their last 10 games, and they're tied right now with Calgary for that last playoff spot. So you're right. That's where it's going.
Yep. One thing about Montreal Canadiens, we have some update. They were back on the ice today for a second day. Sunday got their vacation. First of all, they announced by Martin Saint-Louis today, Montreal will be between the pipe tomorrow. Again, the New York Islanders are in town tomorrow at 12:30. The game starts, guys. We invite you to join me live tomorrow. We have no app daily news tomorrow because of the game. Jake Allen is going to be between the pipe. Again, the Edmonton Oilers and McDavid, Draisaitl, and the rest of his teammates on the Super Bowl weekend, Montreal Canadiens. And then Jonathan Drouin should be back in the lineup this weekend, Mr. Nortap, between Pesara and Belzile, for what we know. RHP is going to be on the first line with Suzuki, Anderson. The rest of the team at the line are the same. And then I want to mention, like Ellen mentioned a little bit earlier, right now, Monahan, Emerson skate alone with a one coach, and then the power skater, the coach Montreal Canadiens, skate alone with Kaden Coley. Armia practice with no contact jersey. They are really the players right now are in the ice. The rest, they are watching from the standing or for the building, from the top, whatever happening to them. And that's pretty much the update we got for the injury for the Montreal Canadiens. How they're going to return, we're going to see. They're going to go through the weekend, and then after that, they're going to look about this, Mr. Nortap, what happening for the new players. Maybe Armia coming back, worst case, Brazil go back in Laval, blah, blah, blah. The Montreal Canadiens announced, Mr. Nortap, they signed a 2-year contract extension for the left defenseman, 71 overall pick, 2018 by the Montreal Canadiens. The born in Haverhill in Massachusetts. Jordan Harris, 22 years old, signed a contract of 2 years at $2.8 million, $1.4 million per year AAV. Harris since played this season 47 games, 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points for a -6. And during his career, we know he played 10 games last season with the Montreal Canadiens with 1 goal. So that concludes a 57 game in NHL, 2 goals, 10 assists for a total of 12 points with a -3 for Jordan Harris, Mr. Nata. But before we talk about him, I will ask what you think about this signature. I don't know if I have this. I think I have this. No, I don't have this right there. I don't know what is it. Maybe it's right there. Yeah. The man of the 8 million, Mr. Natap. We got a long-term goal, the 6 million men, right? Now we have the 8 million men of the AB is going to sign
inflation.
Contract 8.250, Mr. Natap. 7 8 year. I'm still not sure about this. So if you want to watch my video, I tell you exactly why Mr. Natap he get this contract at 8.2. Because if you compare with Matt Boldy, Dylan Cousin, Tage Thompson, they all signed contract at $7 million, $7.1 million, right? If you compare, you look about the statistic of both, of three together with Cole Caulfield, you're going to see he cannot get over 8.5. I would be shocked he can get that one over there. So if you watch my graphic inside this video, you're going to see exactly why I expect him to sign 8.82. I gave him about $66 million, or he can go with $58 million. He signed only 7 years. But this is my prediction about the Cole Caulfield Mr. Tap, so you can watching this. But my question is about Jordan Harris.
Sure.
What do you think about extension? About I called Pat last night. So don't tell anybody. So no, I don't tell anybody. So I don't tell anybody. He does not know. You don't watch the channel, but he talked to me. But another subject, another time. Jordan Harris signed 2 year contract. What do you think about this?
Very good. Well, I think it's an excellent signing at a very respectable cost to Montreal. I mean, he's not your flashy type of defenseman, but he's very cerebral. He knows the game very well. He thinks it out very well. He doesn't make too many mistakes. I do believe he has to try to get a little bit more physical in front of the net when he has that opportunity. Like, that's one part that I think he still needs to work on a little bit better. But I've really enjoyed watching him play this year. He's really progressed nicely. He's the kind of guy that I think will continue to grow every single year and add a different dimension to his game. But it takes time. It'll take time with him. It's not going to be, next year he's going to be a super defenseman or anything like that. He's a solid, I'd say 3-4 right now, probably in that area. Can he ever become a number 2? I don't think so, but I think a second pairing is very realistic.
Yeah, you talk about Harris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I always said to you he's a number 5-4 in my eyes, not 2 and 3. He missed, he's only 5'11". That's not a good thing about him. Like, if you want to clean up the front of the net, everything, lose the battle sometime. But you have, you say, you know what, I know what he can give to us, right? And he deserves the contract because, like we talk about the ceiling, right? What is the ceiling for each player? We know he already reached that kind of ceiling for his new contract extension. But what is the next ceiling? Can he become that defenseman you talk about, right? He can get the next level after that. That's what we're going to have to see. But you get a player with not going to make you in the trouble most of the time. He will make mistake, but not going to make a lot of turnover or the really bad situation. Another 2 versus 1 a lot, or gave it those kind of mistakes. Very calculated what he does usually on the ice. He's really smart, and he knows to put his stick at the right spot. On the defensive side about his stick, if you want to watch Adam Fox to know how you can control your stick, or Jacob 7, there are 2 excellent defensemen in NHL. Look about the stick. Fox is not a physical player, Mr. Natap, but how many times he's intercept the pass, or the stick is on the lane, or the player have to do an extra move because the stick is the right spot. So that's what like Jordan Harris. I don't consider him like Adam Fox. So don't tell me what I said. But talk about the way Harris is his behavior on the ice sometimes. So really great extension, 1.4, not much on that for the Montreal Canadiens. So he
Are
deserves it.
you,
And
are you
that's good.
surprised with the term, 2 years?
No, no. Second term at that level of players, I think is the right thing. It's only 2 years, so he's going to be he's already 22, 23 years old, right? So he's going to be about one more
Right.
year RFA, I believe, on that one over there. I could be wrong. I can check
Yeah.
for you
No, I think you're
before he
right.
become a
I think
UFA.
you're right.
So that will give him another year at maybe what? Maybe $2 million to $2.5 million if he get that kind of
Right.
situation about this. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not right about this, Mr. Tap. He's going to be at
Hmm.
RFA one more year after that. So
Right.
that's the that's the way you do the bridge contract to go to the next level after that. Well, Rick Bengal is in the house, Mr. Zap. Welcome back.
Hey,
Thanks with
Rick,
us.
welcome.
Captain Danny T is in the house. Both of you, welcome in the house.
Capitano, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely about this. And then I think the coffee contract, Buffalo, El Montreal, a coffee scene. William McClary, you're absolutely about this, William, about the contract of Cole Caulfield. About this. Mr. Tap, it's time to celebrate a couple of people in the house for the boss, Richard Martin, Peter August, Danny T is in the boss. We have Coach ENORTAP. I missed one.
Jose, was it Jose? I think it was.
No, but we missed
No.
one. We apologize because the screw the line is
This
I passed too
the
fast about it.
scroll.
We have six people. If I can recall it, Minnesota, we have six people about
I
this
think
one
so.
over there. So
Maybe even
congratulations
more.
about this one over there. By the way, I put Chicago twice for the right score, but it's King of Gamer have a one score, a right score. I apologize. I just see the mistake on the top of the bar, Mr. Natap. So King of Gamer and Chicago have a one right score yesterday, and nobody have the total score, Mr. Natap, about
No,
this.
close.
Yeah, two things, Mr. Natap. I always said, if you don't go to jail, this is a big night. If you beat Yamo
Yeah.
and in our tap, this is another big night. So we beat in our tap, we beat Yamo in Mr. Tap. Congratulations. Coach in our tap, King of Gamer, Luciano, Chicago, Richard Marlin, Peter
Chicago
August, and Danny T, all in the boss, Mr. Tap. So let's go right
six
there.
and three.
What a great crew. Go on the boss,
That's
Mr. Tap. Here we
we're gonna
go.
tattoo
So
Danny.
yeah, when you have Danny in the boss, you're going to have a lot of
We'll hold
food
him down,
inside the boss,
tattoo
Mr.
him
Nata.
just for Helen.
We talk about this, Mr. Zab, because the goalie. What this bring to you when you said that? I just spoke with Adam maybe before the show start, and one more. And when you said one more, or you said to me they are in the trouble. There's been there, Mr. Natap, the last 2 years. Player after player, they fall apart in Vegas like Montreal for the last 2 years. It's constantly hurt over there. You think Pierangelo, Max Stone, the list is unbelievable
Theodore.
over there. And now
Yeah.
last night, Logan Thompson, another blow for them. What you thinking when you see that? And what be the next move for the we talked about this you and me before that, right? We have some kind of other
Yeah.
card they can play before they make something there. But what would be you think the Vegas think this moment? And they have a lot of money now, honestly, because Maxon is not going to
Of
returning
course.
before the playoff
Yeah.
if he's come back.
Right. And that's the only card that they're holding that's to their advantage, right? Because they can go out there and maybe fill in a gap or two. I would say they're probably going to be looking to get possibly a centerman if they can get another centerman. I would even say a right winger as well to help that out. No sense in trying we have to wait and see what happens with Thompson, right? It looked like, and I haven't heard anything today, but it looked like it was a groin pull. And sometimes it doesn't take too long to recover from those, and sometimes they linger and linger and linger.
It's hard
And if
for a
they bring them
goalie,
back,
Mr. ENORTAP.
right, because of the movement, the lateral movement, and the extension from one post to the next, the push off that they have to engage in to get in position. So it's hard, and if you come back a little bit too early, you run the risk, obviously, of re-aggravating it. And with about 30 games to go, that's the last thing that Vegas needs. Having said that, Aiden Hill hasn't played badly. He's actually been decent. So I'm sure he can hold the fort. They'll probably bring up Brassard now as the backup. I don't think they'll go fishing for a goalie unless the injury to Thompson is very serious. And even then, are you really upgrading depending on what's out there? There isn't much out there in terms of the goaltender market, unless you go after a Demko, but it's going to cost you a lot of money, even though they'll probably retain some of that contract. So Vegas, I've always said it, they're a very good team. As soon as they start getting some injuries, they're not as deep as we think they are. So it could hurt them. Like right now, they're at 66 points and they're in first place in the Pacific, which you might think they have some wiggle room. But who's in second? Seattle and Edmonton are tied at 63. Then you have LA also at 63. Who else is there right after them? They're all tied within 4 or 5 points. So you could be in first today, and like I said, next week you lose 2 or 3 in a row, and you can find yourself out of a playoff spot.
It's a Vegas, Seattle, Edmonton, and Los Angeles, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's not, you know what I mean? And then 5 point for Calgary. It's a little bit hard for Calgary right now.
yeah. Calgary has what do they have? I think they have 52 games that they
Oh, yeah,
play.
one game over everybody. Minimum.
But Vegas has played 50. Vegas has played 53. So even though they're first, there's
Oh, they have an
they're
8
not out
point
of the
with them,
woods.
so it's not big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Adam Hill, 11-5-1, 2.58 at .909.
Yeah.
So just give you an idea how this
Not
work
bad,
about this one.
Yeah.
Luciano Islander will tough time to get a plot. Ben Gilbert Saber at 5 game in hand. Slater has 3 game in hand. Good luck, Islanders. About this one over there for the Islanders, will be interesting how they're going to go that way over there. Thompson, we're going to be on the MRI today. We're going to be see his extent of his injury. Vegas should shopping to the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, possible about this one over there. And we'll talk about this tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, at the show. We got NHL News. Toronto Tubas did a press conference, talk about the possibility they're looking for. Some people make connection with Timo Meier. Can they do a big splash? He said no, but I never trust a GM anyway, so he can say whatever he said, and he can make another phone call after that. And so boom, he got Timo Meier. For me, if you have a year they have to do a big move, is this year, Mr. ENORTAP. They don't have a lot of big difference between who they are, Toronto, versus the rest of the Eastern Conference when you think about that. When they have those kind of challenge, when all the injury for the defensemen Toronto got, they go through this very well. When the goalies got one of them or two of them got down, they go through those. They don't have like a really big slump until the beginning of the season. They are not far behind Tampa Bay, or maybe they are in front of them by slightly over Tampa Bay. And if you think about the Eastern Conference, they are there too. They can acquire everything you have over there on the Metropolitan Division. Yes, Boston have a really big fan over them, like Boston, they are over everybody anyway, at the end of the day. I think if they can make a chick run trade, Timo Meier trade, and what it would cost them, a first round pick, you skip Matthew Nice, you trade Robinson, and you trade another first round pick or maybe a second round pick example. You're really going to have, if you put Timo Meier with that team, everything now, they are better to Tampa Bay right there.
I don't know. It's not that I disagree with that, coach, because obviously Timo Meier adds to any team that he goes to, without a doubt. I just think the last thing Toronto needs right now is yet another point getter. I think they need depth at the third, fourth line, because right now I don't think that they can match up with some of the other teams in the East when it comes to their third and fourth line. And we talked about this before. Like, look at what's happening in net now. Okay, Samsonov is playing okay. Murray back on the IR.
You don't need Murray. You have Samsonov.
Well, let's hope. Samsonov, has not really put in the time as much as he has. Like, he's been good at home. He hasn't been as good on the road for Toronto. And what if he gets injured? That's another area of concern. The defense, I think they need to get a little bit meaner. They need to get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. And they have to address, I think, defense and that third and fourth line before they go get another goal scorer, which is then going to give them cap hell next year, because Timo Meier's not, if you're going to extend him, right, you're going to, actually, he doesn't need extend. His contract's already in place. He's extended by San Jose. So you're going to have him for, I think, five or 6 more years, maybe, if I'm not
They have
mistaken.
only 1 year. No, he is RFA next year.
Next year, right. So
after he become UFA.
Yeah, and so what? You're going to lose this guy after? You're going to give him the money he's going to get? Now, if you know, for whatever reason, if you know that it's going to be hard to sign Matthews, then I'd go after Timo Meier big time right now, because that would replace, to a certain degree, something, and at a cheaper price too. And he can do just as good a job if. But otherwise, I don't think that's the area to go for the Leafs.
We have John Grega is in the house. Mr. NORTAP, welcome aboard. Thanks for being right. Willie, I'm going with Eagle this weekend. About this one there. Trade alert. Arpen Basil reporting Hughes have a special meeting with Josh Anderson.
Interesting.
All right.
Maybe it's about his suntan, because he did stay out.
Now it's about a babysitter. Because remember, Josh is the babysitter for Jonathan Drouin for the last 7 months.
Oh my gosh!
So once Jonathan Drouin go out with his girlfriend, but Josh is the babysitter for them. So that maybe they are in negotiation to have an extension, maybe another 6 months with Jonathan Drouin. Who knows? But if you have a team, where is going to be?
For who? Myers or Anderson?
Anderson.
I'll give you a couple possibilities. I think Calgary is a possibility. I think New Jersey is a possibility. To a lesser degree, but also possible, could be Carolina.
I would say no, Carolina, because you don't get a bad contract in return. Calgary, you can get back a bad contract in return. The New Jersey have everything for Montreal looking for.
Yeah.
So that would be really interesting about this, Mr. NORTAP. We are almost at the end of the show. Robertson not worth much anymore. No, it just add another prospect over there for sure. About this, we're going to finish this. We have still time, Mr. NORTAP. Mahura extension 1 year contract with the Florida Panthers. And I am Terry is on ER, and Ottawa at Talbot is still on ER, Mr. NORTAP. Which player, guys in the chat, and you, Mr. NORTAP, I give you 30 seconds to think about this. Which player, the Chicago Blackhawks, make a trade in the last 12 months and they're losing the most of that trade. The Chicago or the opponent team win the most of that trade. In the last 12 months, which player they trade the Chicago Blackhawks, and that player performs better at this expectation and is one of the best right now in NHL.
Well, I don't think you have to look much further than Montreal. I think Kirby Dach really hurts them, getting rid of him. I don't like the fact that they got rid of the Brinkat. You know, I don't like the Brinkat leaving because again,
The
this was the
Tampa Bay
youth. If
Lightning,
you're
Mr. Natap.
what's that?
Look
Oh,
the name on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
oh, yeah, but they didn't come up empty-handed from that either.
$1.5 million for the next 2 years, Mr. Natap.
Yeah.
He is a number one on the takeaway in NHL, Mr. Natap. This is the reason why Julien Brisebois, behind Yzerman Lamoriello, he's right now looking to add something for the Tampa Bay before the trade deadline. If Toronto don't make any move right now, and they sleep on the switch like they did last year with the goaltending situation, Brisebois is going to get them another uppercut and down them at the first round.
I agree.
And that's the reason about this. Trade alert, Mr. Nortap. Pay attention. Rick has a special meeting with Dementra. Rumor about get out the jail about that, Mr. Nortap. Yeah. Honestly, Mr. $1.5 million. That's what is still for them, Mr. Nortap.
Yeah.
That's why the GM sometimes, like Brisebois, not really scared to trade the first round pick and to pay the price. By the way, pay the price. Who do you trade? Jekai, Cooley, Kirby Dach, Lane Hudson, Owen Beck.
No.
You're not going to get any goalie, Mr. Natap, for the next 5 years in the organization.
And I'm going to keep throwing that same question. What's the last Montreal goaltender that won a cup for them that came through a trade? No one. Ken Dryden, through their system. Patrick Roy, through their system. Carey Price didn't win a cup, but he brought him there.
Okay. But if they draft a goalie right now, how long it would take for that goalie to become a goaltender in NHL?
Well,
5 years?
If you draft a top-notch one, yeah, probably 4 or 5 years. But I think realistically, before we can make a run at a cup, it's not going to be before that.
But if you want to make that kind of situation, that's what you have to pay the price. My point behind this, you have to pay the price to get something good. They did it. They gave away Romanov to get Kirby Dach.
Mm-hmm. That turned out to be a steal for us.
It makes sense? So that's what you have to get. Romanov was considered one of the top best defensemen in the for the Montreal Canadiens.
At the time.
But that's the point. At the time, because at the time, like right now, that's what they have.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
would pay Owen Beck for Yarazov.
Owen Beck for who?
Yarazov, the goaltender for Nashville Predator.
Oh, Askarov. I don't know. No.
I would pay him.
No, I wouldn't.
What was the worst case? What the best thing happened with Owen Beck, Mr. Natap?
He becomes a second-line centerman. That's the best case.
So he's going to be a bubble right there, right?
Yeah.
So your goaltender number one, you're going to get for the maybe next 15 years in your organization.
But not developed, right? Like right now, he's come
Yeah,
up,
but it's the same thing with Spencer Knight, right? Spencer with Carter Hart. They are exception. They are the top goaltender. Like they are not like a Montembeault. They are not like that level. And that's my point here.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Joseph Laham knocked the door. Joseph is smiling because he see the red, black, and white jersey in front of him. So This is the year that maybe it's happening because the last 6 years it's tough to be a Devils fans, Mr. Natap. But I can wait about this. Ken Dryden was drafted by the Boston Bruins. You're absolutely right about this. Rick Bengal about this. Nelson never
for
make
them.
that trade for Owen Beck. Rick, of course, it's not one-to-one, Rick. But you have to pay, my point behind this, you have to pay an elite player, Mr. Natap, to get something. But we are late, Mr. Natap. He said, what I'm going to talk about prediction right now,
Okay,
Mr. Natap.
I'll be short.
About this. It's not a big deal with it, but we create some kind
I'll
of
be short.
conversation
I'll
here.
be short.
That'll be okay. That'll be okay. About this, before we talk about Mr. Natap, about we have to go to the knock the door to Danny County Jail, Mr. Natap. And the first one we want to say this, we have a couple of people, and yes, that's why he got a special meeting, because he want to ask Dimitra what happening last time he went there. They still have some food or whatever happened. But Rick Bengal, Yann, Gary Cournoyeur, and the Double JR and the John, Mr. Natap. So said that. Are you ready, Mr. Natap? Because this is for the weekend.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go, Mr. Natap. Joseph said not 6 years, 10 years, Mr. Natap. So just give me an idea about that one over there. So we have 4 games in the program, Mr. Natap. My pick are ready to rock and roll. And I wish you good luck for everybody. And the first game of the night, the Seattle Kraken versus Tarasenko tonight with Panarin and Zibanejad, Mr. Natap.
Yes. The Kraken traveled to New York for the second time this season, and now that they were able to secure a victory the first time that they met, but things are quite different this time around. New York has won 3 games in a row. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. The Kraken, they've struggled on their road trip out east so far. They've lost 2 in a row. They've in their last 9 games, they're 3-6. So they're 9. There's 3 more games to hit that magic number of 12. And this is what I'm curious about, whether they can go 500. If they do, I think they're okay. If they don't get some victories there, and they're playing New York, they're playing Winnipeg, they're playing...
Winnipeg. It's happening there. Okay.
And, it's not happening there. Don't trust me. Winnipeg.
It's injuries, Mr. Natap.
No, don't worry. But don't put me off topic here. Let's stick to Tarasenko now in the lineup tonight, and see how he's going to react to his new team. I'm sure it'll take a little bit of time, but he's a wily veteran and he'll adapt quickly. The Kraken, they've been outscored 7-1 in their last 2 games. They lately haven't been able to put up any offense, and for that matter, haven't been able to keep the puck out of the net as well. The goaltending has not been stellar. So I think their woes will continue. I'm going to take the Rangers. Shesterkin against Jones by a score of 3-2.
Oh, 3-2, Mr. Natap. I don't know. I see 5-2 now. Tarasenko is going to create an impact, Mr. Natap.
Okay.
Look like he's sit between the locker room between Panarin and Shesterkin.
Yeah, right now I think they have him on that first line.
Yeah.
Next, Toronto and Columbus. Samsonov against Korpisalo. Both are confirmed. The Leafs are 5-2-3. The last 10 games against the Columbus. For whatever reason, Columbus always gives them fits. Going back beyond these 10 games as well, if you look a little bit deeper into the stats, both these 2 teams, it's been an entire week and they haven't played a game of hockey yet, but they start tonight. I think the injuries, like Columbus right now is in a bit of a, difficult situation. I think they're not very motivated from what I'm seeing. They're in that battle for Bedard right now. It looks like they could finish last overall if they're not careful. Their offense has not been very potent. Their defense has been very porous. I'm going to take the Leafs here by a score of 5-2.
So you copy me, Mr. Natap?
Okay, if you
All
want to
right.
put it
All
that way.
right. Now, the next game, Mr. Natap, I will tell you right away here because, that's what I'm going to, that's what I'm going to listen to you now.
Shock the world. You're going to shock the world. Go. You can flip a coin here, Coach. That's all I'm going to say.
No,
These
you
two
cannot,
teams,
Mr. Natap. This is not right.
you can,
We cannot
and I'll
flip the
tell you
coin.
why.
We have to listen to GOAT. It's you. So you tell us what you take, and I'm following you on that game.
Okay, I'm going to sum it up very quickly. I thought Vejmelka was going to be playing this game. It's Ingram, and so Mrazek is out. Stauber is in for Chicago. I think both teams have not looked very good in the last little while. Arizona, because of Vejmelka, they've salvaged a couple games here and there. And they're also 5-3-2 in the last 10 games that they played the Hawks. So the problem is Ingram. I can't put my faith in Ingram to win this, and Chicago is at home. So I changed my mind, and I'm going to go with Chicago to win this one by a score of 4-3.
4-3, Mr. Natap. But you did not change my mind, Mr. Natap. You read my mind. This is different between change and read because I have Chicago 4-3, Mr. Natap, tonight.
Same score. Hey, look at that.
And Franco said 1-0 overtime. This is not a bad idea, Franco.
That would be good. That would be good.
This is a really smart Franco move right there because we want both of them at 3 points at the end of the night. Whatever we lose, lose the prediction, it's okay. But we want 3 points about this. And because I would be more happy if Arizona win.
True.
And if I win the Chicago, I said because they're not top. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, this is going to go to overtime anyways. 4-3, same thing.
You're absolutely right about
our
this.
last game of the night, Pittsburgh and Anaheim. The Penguins are beginning a 4-game road trip with a stop in Anaheim here tonight. These two met up in January in a game that finished in favor of Pittsburgh by a score of 4-3 in overtime. So it was a close game. But I think these points are really, really meaningful for Pittsburgh right now. I know Anaheim, as of late, have gone 5-1-1, and all of a sudden they have a little bit of swagger. Their offense seems to be
they're on fire, Mr. Natap.
Yeah, they're really looking good. But the 4 of those wins have come against teams who are at their same level or even worse. So I'm not going to mess around with this. Pittsburgh's 5-1 in their last 6 games against Anaheim, and they need these points desperately. There was word that maybe Jari might be making his appearance tonight, but they've gone to DeSmith against Gibson. So give me Pittsburgh on the road by a score of 4-2.
4-2, Mr. Natap. I use your theory. I use your theory 2.65. You always said to me and to us, when the team is back home and they play the first game at home, it's not good.
I know.
So when I decided to go, Mr. Natap, I took Pittsburgh by the score 4-2. And I can realize how much I listen to you so good and so perfectly every time you show up here. Have the same score right there again. And this is what you teach me for the last 3 years by your theories of what you accomplish every single day. And that's the reason we call you the GOAT of the prediction and NHL, Mr. Natap.
Coach.
Well done, Mr. Natap. Again, you did tonight.
I think you're mocking me now.
No. I tell the truth right now. I tell the truth. I just give you the theory of your article you put all the time on this
2.6,
channel
yes.
every single time. But what next? Not what next, Mr. Antap, but what pay your attention, Mr. Antap? I try to get it, that graphic. I don't find it right now, Mr. Antap, but I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. What are you looking for tonight, Mr. Antap? Or during the weekend? That would be the best way to describe this.
Well, Tarasenko's debut, of course, that's going to be exciting. Hopefully, like we have Arizona, Chicago, Columbus, all in action tonight. The all three will affect Montreal's standing, and yet Montreal still has to play a game. So we'll see where this lands. We could be in a very good position by tomorrow night.
You're absolutely about this. We don't remember, Mr. Antap, we have this weekend a lot of game. Everybody is back on the ice this weekend, Mr. Antap, so I think it will be fun watching this about this. Colorado play the Panthers Saturday, Mr. Antap. This is very important game for that one over there for sure. Otherwise, I don't see anything else very important for the Montreal Canadiens. If we talk about matchup, Mr. Antap, during the weekend, no. So we'll be interested to see what Montreal is going to look like Monday at the 6 o'clock warm-up show. We're going to bring everybody. Thanks so much, Mr. Antap, for not only tonight, but for the week. You nail it again. And why not to see what we look like, the leaderboard, next Monday, Mr. Antap. Until then, my friend, we want to remind everybody, because he is the man.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Here we go, everybody. We want to thank everybody to be a part of the show tonight. Don't forget to knock the door before you leave. Click on the likes. We want to thank everybody, and first all the moderator and Mr. Nortap, the master of the production. And then we want to welcome back Franco Iacono. Knock the door on the happy hour right now. He's maybe at the Paris or the Solid Gold somewhere, somehow, Mr. Nortap. We'll see where he's right now. Automotive is on the call, and Franco is on the one of those locations, Mr. Nortap. Everybody have their own way to get their happy hours before the weekend. It's all okay. Some like the shrimp, and some like fish. Depends what you like at the end of the day. Hamburger or dog, we don't know. We know one thing. Rick Bengal is in the jail, Mr. Nortap, for the weekend. That's what we know at that moment, Mr. Nortap. Until then, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only to dominate your day, find a way to dominate the year of what, Mr. Nortap?
You're 2023.
You did it again. Have an amazing, great night, Mr. Nortap. Great weekend. I can't wait to see you Monday night at 6 p.m. For everybody in the chat, have an amazing, great weekend.
Good night, Coach. Have a great weekend, everyone.